Okay, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make some ribbon roses, and I'm also going to be showing you how to put together a book bouquet. So if you want to see that, then keep on watching. Okay, so first of all I'm going to start with the ribbon roses. So yeah, I basically just bought some like semi-thick ribbon. I don't actually know how thick it was, I don't remember, but basically it's when you go into a store you kind of have like your two standard thicknesses of ribbon. This is like the thicker one basically, and to start off I just wrap it around just like a normal card, like a credit card, an ID card, or anything like that. They're all a very similar size, just to get my equal strips, and I do that so that I have 16 strips. So yeah, 16 strips. So I wrap it around 16 times. Yeah, 16 times. I want to say 16 times. And then obviously you've just seen the way that I just kind of glue them together, and this is how you make the petals for the flower. So yeah, it is very repetitive and it does take a little bit of time, and it does take a little bit of getting used to. Each of these probably took me, to begin with, the first one probably took me about half an hour, to be fair, but after I kind of got used to them I could kind of do one in sort of like 10 to 15 minutes, which I didn't think was too bad. But yeah, obviously it is very repetitive, but it is also very easy to do, but it's just whether or not you kind of have the patience to do it. So this step that I'm doing here now is kind of like the last step before we actually start constructing the flower. So yeah, basically all you really need is like your ribbon, some scissors and some hot glue, and then you can make these, and then you also want like some wooden dowels or plastic dowels to put the flower onto. So yeah, as you can see here, you basically just make all the petals and then glue them together in a line essentially, and then you just pop a dowel in one end and then just glue it all together, basically just roll it, and that's what creates the flower. Like I said, it's so easy to do. It does just take some time. It does take some time to get used to, but I actually found it quite relaxing making these. It's a very easy thing to do that you can just do whilst you're watching TV or something like that. So yeah, I'm going to do it again with a black one. So I did some white ones and some black ones. As you can see, once I've cut all of the pieces, I just glue the two edges and then fold the corners over, and that's like the first step that you have to do. So yeah, literally just 2 bits of hot glue and then just fold the little triangles over, just so that they're in line with the bottom edge of the ribbon. And then the next step is just to put a little bit of glue each side where the ribbon kind of folds over, and then just fold the pointed ends inwards, not so that they touch, but just so that they're sort of along the edge of where the ribbon folds on the first bit. And yeah, I kind of tend to just do all the steps all in one go rather than doing like one petal in its entirety. I kind of just do them all step by step. The last step from this point is then just to turn it over, and then on the flat wider edge pop a little bit of glue in the middle and then just pinch them together, and that's basically what creates the petals. This bit is a little bit annoying because sometimes they do tend to come a little bit undone if the glue hasn't like set for long enough or you haven't pinched it for long enough, but it's not too much of a problem. And then what I tend to do is just go through and see if I can find a petal that I can get the dowel into, because it depends on how you've glued it as to whether it will like go in or not. So I pop that in and then put a little bit of hot glue in, and then just along each edge put a little bit of glue on the previous one, and then attach the next petal over the top just so that each one of them overlaps. And then I do this the whole way down until we have no more petals left, and then the last thing to do is literally just to glue it together. So I just pop a little bit of glue along the bottom edge and then just roll it together. Obviously just make sure that you keep like pressing it, because if not the petal will like be really loose. The flower will be really loose by the end, and then once I've got to the end, I kind of put it like flat down and then squeeze it together, and then that also gives the actual flower a little bit of shape as well, rather than it just being quite flat. So yeah, I ended up doing 12 of those. I think I did 6 of the black and gold ones and then 6 of the white ones. So I made this book bouquet and all of the flowers for my boyfriend's mum, and her living room is basically like black and gold themed, with like obviously white and stuff in there as well. So that was my main reason for choosing those colours. I just thought they would be the best colours to choose because they match the vibe of the living room, and also I thought they would just look quite classy in with the book bouquet instead of just loads of like random colours. So yeah, that was how I made those, and like I said, obviously just repeated that 12 times, which is definitely quite repetitive, but it is very relaxing to do. So yeah, and then once I had finished with the roses, I then moved on to the actual book bouquet. So all of the books, I think I bought 6. Yeah, I bought 6. I wrapped all of them up in some cellophane just to protect them, because as you can see here, I sellotaped dowels and like strips of like wood to the back of them to keep them upright. So I didn't want to just tape them straight to the books, because obviously when you pull it off again, it's probably going to damage the book. So yeah, I wrapped each of them in just a little bit of cellophane, so you can't really tell that they're in cellophane because I wrapped them quite tightly along the back. And then yeah, like I said, popped some wooden dowels along, just so that I can like keep them upright once they're actually like wrapped in together. I have seen a few of these where people like put wooden dowels across all of the books and then have the books be like in one solid piece, but I wanted mine to be a little bit separate so that they actually kind of fanned out a little bit more like a bouquet instead of them just being like in 2 uniform rows. So yeah, I wrapped all of mine individually, and I wasn't entirely sure how this was actually going to go. I didn't know whether it would be able to actually hold up itself or not, but I was pleasantly surprised that, to be fair, each of the books probably could have held up with literally just like 1 or 2 of the sticks in there, but I put 3 in because I made this on the Friday and her birthday wasn't until Sunday, so it was going to sit there for a few days and I wanted a little bit of extra support, just to make sure that it wasn't going to fall anywhere. And then I had some Oasis, just some dry Oasis, and then I put all of the sticks in there to hold it up, and as you can see, I arranged the books in like a fanned out sort of way, and then I just fit all of the flowers in and around it. I have seen some where people put like actual like real flowers in there, but yeah, I just decided to do this instead. And then when it came to actually wrapping it, I wrapped it in a little bit of cellophane first, and then I wrapped that in some brown paper so that you couldn't see the Oasis through this like wrapping paper. I then laid this wrapping paper down so that it would actually cover like the back of it as well, and then just wrapped it like diagonally around the front, and then just tied it up like you can see here with a little bit of string. And then yeah, I cut down the sides to like fold it down a little bit because the paper came up quite high, so I wrapped those down to fold them down, and then also you couldn't see like the white backing of the wrapping paper, so it just looked like the blue paper was like the whole way around. So I wrapped that round, and then I also just finished off with a ribbon at the front. Okay, so this is the book bouquet all done and finished. Hopefully you can see it. Hopefully, I don't really know. I don't know whether it's in frame or not. But yeah, this is the book bouquet all finished. It definitely came together better than I was expecting it to, so really happy about that. But yeah, if there are any other things like this that you want me to try, want me to show you how to do, whatever, let me, almost dropped it, let me know down below and I can get that done for you. But yeah, other than that, make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.